But thanks. We have breaking news. Former Vice President Mike Pence is running for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination. Some speculate he could face an uphill battle to win support from a party still largely loyal to former President Donald Trump. NBC's chief White House correspondent Kristen Welker tells us what else we can expect in the days ahead.
Today, the Justice Department's investigation into former President Trump's handling of classified documents may be at a turning point, with the grand jury that has been hearing evidence in the case expected to meet again this week, according to multiple people familiar with the investigation. If special counsel Jack Smith decides to indict Mr. Trump, it would be the first time a former president has been charged with a federal crime. Mr. Trump has denied any wrongdoing, arguing he had the right to keep classified material at his Mar-a-Lago estate.
I took the documents I'm allowed to. Everything I did was right. We have the Presidential Records Act, which I abided by 100%.
The former president is also under investigation for his efforts to overturn the 2020 election by the Justice Department and prosecutors in Georgia. And in New York, he's pleaded not guilty to felony charges of falsifying business records, with his trial set to begin next March. Mr. Trump remains the overwhelming Republican frontrunner for 2024, trailed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, campaigning in South Carolina over the weekend, taking aim again at Mr. Trump's claim that he can fix the country in 6 months.
Don't let anyone tell you they can do this in 24 hours or in 6 months or anything like that. This is going to be trench warfare.
Mr. Trump also facing criticism from his former UN ambassador, Nikki Haley, who's also running over the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
He thinks it was a beautiful day. I think it was a terrible day. I'll always stand by that.
And the candidates lashing out at Mr. Trump this weekend over his recent praise of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, including his former Vice President Mike Pence, who's expected to announce his campaign in Des Moines, Iowa this week.
Whether it's my former running mate or anyone else, no one should be praising the dictator in North Korea.
Also entering the race, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who's set to kick off his run in New Hampshire tomorrow, according to 2 sources familiar with his plans.
Top Republicans will also be in North Carolina this week. Former President Donald Trump, along with rival candidates Ron DeSantis and Mike Pence, are all going to be in Greensboro for the North Carolina GOP convention. DeSantis will speak at the Old North State Dinner Friday night. Pence will address a luncheon Saturday, and Trump speaks at the Grand Old Party dinner that night. WRAL News will have comprehensive coverage of all of these visits.
President Joe Biden and the First Lady will be in North Carolina this week, part of the president's Investing in America campaign. On Friday, the Bidens plan to visit Rocky Mount, where the president is expected to talk about how career-connected learning and workforce training programs benefit students for good-paying jobs in the state. Later on Friday, the Bidens will meet with service members and their families at Fort Liberty. They'll talk about ways to support military and veteran families, caregivers, and survivors. The visit comes just a week after the Army post was renamed. We have a live picture for you right now, the Durham County Courthouse.